Alright, so today I want to be talking about something that I just realized, but before we get started, if you enjoy Godwin's content, if you enjoy listening to me ramble, hit like and subscribe. Easiest way to support the channel, and it's free. If you want to do more support the channel, you know what to do. So today I found something that was really interesting. I know it technically came out about a week ago. But we got the promos that are coming up for the new RCQs, and on top of that, we got a Store Champs promo. The Store Champs promo looks eerily familiar to something that we've seen before. It's a monstrous rage. Our new standard showdown promo is a monstrous rage. I don't know if this is like bittersweet irony or if this is just disrespect at this point. After the Laughing Jasper Flint Shoot the Sheriff promos, which honestly I don't think are playable at all, that's going to be our RCQ stuff. But just seeing this after they banned it is kind of insane. Like, the fact of the matter is, Monstrous Rage was bannable for a while. People have been talking about it. People were pushing for it. Some people were, naysayers. They didn't quite believe it. But when you hear the red players themselves who are playing the card clamoring for its banning, it's really not something that should be debated, right? If you have the people who are playing against it saying that it should be banned, and you have the people who are playing it saying that it should be banned, you should probably ban it. Right, I feel like that's a pretty simple observation. And besides that, right, like, we got a lot of really cool stuff coming out of this article. Where and how to play Edge of Eternities, really sweet stuff. Like, go read the actual article if you enjoy the way that Wizards writes and the way they talk about the community. We got the new first looks at the Edge of Eternity pre-release kits, which are super sweet. These actually look kind of cool, and I'm excited to play with this set. Are you going to be going to pre-release? On top of that, we got just a bunch of promos. Edge of Eternity's Commander Box League. So if you play Commander League, then this is probably what you're going to be getting. A Palladiumer. One of my first ramp spells, actually. I loved Mirror when I first got into EDH. I was like, wow, Mirror Battlesphere is so cool. And I was trying to do a bunch of stuff with it. Trinket Mage is the Magic Academy promo, which I don't know what Magic Academy is, but it sounds pretty cool. And Trinket Mage, of course, is an EDH staple, super playable in a bunch of different formats. And then on top of that, yeah, we just got the Monstrous Rage revealed, which honestly is just a big slap in the face to most competitive players. Yeah, go to your standard showdown. See what's going to happen. Are you going to enjoy yourself? Are you going to understand what's happening? Are you going to be frustrated because they just banned a card out of your deck and now they're giving it to you as promos? I feel like that's just a little bit tone deaf on Wizards' part, but they do struggle sometimes with being tone deaf. I think that being an active participant in your game is important. You need to be listening to your players and understanding when things need to be banned, when things shouldn't be banned. But if you just banned a card, right? I know you can't really retroactively change it, but cycle this into further down the line. Make this a promo that comes out in a month or 2 months. Don't make it a promo that just came out literally a couple weeks after the ban. That feels pretty dumb. On top of that, we got the new Store Championship promo is the Bitter Triumph, which looks kind of cool. And then on top of that, we got a really sweet new art for Slickshot Show-Off. Of course, the card that I'm most excited for is going to be the Fable token, the Fable copy. Fable of the Mirror Breaker got a new promo. It looks absolutely insane. I like this a lot. I don't know if I'll be playing Jan. It's a Store Championship promo. I assume the winner. The other two kind of just make sense if you're not giving them away specifically for winners. But in general, I feel like you kind of just need to be okay. Time to get some food. I think that honestly.
Thanks for choosing Sarah. Can I help you?
I have a pickup for Jonathan. Thank you. So yeah, I think that this promo's sweet, and all the promos are sweet. I think Monstrous Rage and Laughing Jasper Flint are the only two promos I'm really against. They just don't make sense. Hello. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Thank you. All right, we're on our lunch break. We got our food. Now, here's the thing. I think that like promos in general are beautiful for the community. They give people an incentive to go out and play these high-level tournaments, to try their best, to do their best. And I think that that's a good incentive for the community overall. I think that like you have to not be tone deaf when you make these things. That's the biggest thing. Nobody's complaining because we're getting RCQ promos. Nobody's complaining because we're getting promos. The complaint comes from when the promo is a copy of a card that just got banned out, like 4 ofs that just got banned out of people's decks, right? We just lost Monstrous Rage. And now they're giving us this back? Like, this kind of feels like a slap in the face if you're playing red decks, right? And I didn't play Monstrous Rage, but just put yourself in their shoes, right? You just had a hyper-powerful card. Think about it like this was your game winner. There was a lot of times when you played this card and your opponent conceded. And your tournament organizer, your game developers, your format, your people who are in charge of the format just decided to take it away because it's unhealthy and it doesn't generate good play patterns. So you're going to lose more now because you lack your I win card. But now, a couple weeks later, you're going to start getting handed copies of the card. Here, remember this? Hold this. Put this in your binder. No, but don't play it. You'll be DQ'd because it's illegal. But we're going to hand it to you in the middle of a tournament. Like, it just feels like a big slap in the face. And I feel like, Wizards could have done this, like, planned this a little bit better. They definitely saw the statistics for Mono Red. They definitely saw how, the meta was shaking out. And honestly, it's just not fair to the players to, love a card, love a deck, play the deck well, play the deck to good results. And then after all of that, once the card gets banned, which we all are understanding of, we've played competitive Magic for a while, we see things come and go, we're okay with things getting banned and cycling out, but then to get handed a Monstrous Rage is kind of insane, right? Like, why would you give the players who just lost something really important to them the thing that they just lost as like a consolation prize for playing? It really doesn't make any sense. Like, you're trying your best to encourage people to go to these big tournaments and to play well and to do well, but you're giving everybody a copy of a card that they loved? Like, not everybody loved Monstrous Rage, but there was a percentage of red players who did well with this card, and there was a huge, like, explosion of new players into the game with Bloomburrow. So the people who were playing the Mice deck a lot of times were newer players, and they were like, wow, I'm just learning Magic and I'm succeeding. Maybe I'm a good player. And they're like getting this positive reinforcement for the game, and they're like enjoying what they're doing, and they're enjoying the game. They're like, wow, I can win games of Magic. This feels great. Now it's going to be harder for them to win games of Magic, and that's good. It's good character development. They're going to have to work to try to figure out, okay, how do I get to this state that Monstrous Rage just inherently put me at in certain positions? How am I going to push these last few points of damage? How am I going to finish this game? And to have the fond memories of this card, and then to have the card be given to you as like a participation promo, it just feels wrong. Like, I just feel like they could have done it with like anything else. Like, give some Malacrum synthesizers. Give any card that isn't banned to us as promos. Like, by giving us something that we just lost, you're basically rubbing salt in the wounds of those red players who loved this card. And a lot of us didn't like this card, and I think that's fine. But honestly, I think that it's really important to try to understand your community and to know, maybe they were making this promo a year ago. They should have had the foresight to know, okay, we're printing Corey Steelcutter, Screaming Nemesis is very powerful, the Mice package is probably the best synergy that we've printed in Standard in a very long time. Like, all of this could have been avoided if they had a little bit of foresight and said, hey, maybe these cards are too powerful. Maybe we have to ban something out of them. What's the strongest card in the vacuum? And, like, Monstrous Rage is inherently a super powerful card. It gives a creature with prowess +3/+2, which is a lot. I mean, it gives it +4+... A creature with prowess would be +4/+2. But the card itself just gives +3/+1, technically. And that's like a lot of damage on a prowess creature. If you're attacking with a 1/1, right, and you, even if it doesn't have prowess, you Monstrous Rage on it, all of a sudden it's a 4/2, and then if it has prowess, it's a 5/3. or 5-2. And so that's like an insane rate. This card is extremely powerful. And like, give us cards from the future as these promos, right? Don't give us cards from the past. Don't give us stuff like, you know, Laughing Jasper Flint. That just feels like a big slap in the face. Let me see if I can find that one. Don't give us Laughing Jasper Flint. That feels like you're laughing at us, Wizards. Don't give us Shoot the Sheriff. The RCQ promos coming up are going to be Shoot the Sheriff and Laughing Jasper Flint. And that's kind of insane. I feel like, honestly, to be giving us a card that we just got banned, emphasizing the fact that we just lost something, right? And again, I didn't like playing against a Monstrous Rage. I thought that it was a bad play pattern. But there were players who started the game with Bloom Burrow and their favorite deck was Mono Red. It was the deck that they knew how to win with. And to take something from that deck and then give it back to them, it just feels like it's teasing. Like, at the end of the day, like, that's the easiest way for me to say is it just feels like it was teasing. It feels like they tried to take something away purposefully so that they could give it back. And that kind of like goes to show, like, that's the perfect analogy for like what Magic has been going through recently. It's just, here, let me take away Fable of the Mirror Breaker from you in Standard. Also, you can have it back as a promo. Let me take Monstrous Rage away from you, and then you'll get it back as a promo. It just feels very teasing and disrespectful. Like, yeah, I agree, Richard. You have a great plan, or you have a great point. The promos are made really far in advance, but I think that it's like overall, right? I think that they could have probably guessed that red was going to be really good, and maybe they just like avoid the promos from being in red. If they felt like there was going to be ban that color even just a little bit because of the power level of the synergies that they created in Bloom Burrow, maybe they just skirt away from that. They move in a different direction. And I feel like I'm kind of rambling and ranting, but like this feels very insulting to the people who started playing in Bloom Burrow, and now they're in a position where they're like, hey, like, is my deck still playable? Like, red is going to be in a really tough spot going forward, and I feel like to get handed this if you go to a standard showdown, right? Like, you first off have to pay for a standard showdown. You have to go put your butt in the seat of a standard showdown. And are people going to do that, right? Are these players, the red players, going to do that? Are they going to try to, like, win a couple tournaments? Like, there's going to be the enfranchised grinders who are going to show up to every tournament no matter what. But the new players, the players who just started with Bloom Burrow, right? What do? Do they all jump to Commander now? I think that's fine. It's not an issue if everybody jumps to Commander, but I think that, like, Wizards has this really tough job, and a lot of the times the decisions that they make sometimes feel like a slap in the face to the Magic community, right? Like, imagine, again, I'm going to do this for the last time. I'm going to put this example out there. You're a new player. You started with Bloom Burrow. You started winning games with Mono Red. Monstrous Rage was like the way that you would win. This was your lightning bolt that won the game. So I think that it's kind of like if you got lightning bolt banned and then they handed you lightning bolts as your promo. And yet, I agree. You have a great point. You know, they definitely planned this stuff super far in advance, so there's no real way of them knowing. But, you know, even if you don't know, right, like, maybe you just scoot up another promo from a future set to this one. So for like one time only, we get like a card from Edge of Eternities as a standard showdown promo, and that would incentivize people to show up super like so much more. If you got like the new Tezzeret as a standard showdown promo, or maybe that's a bad example, pick one of the rares, right? As the new Eldrazi with Warp, let's say. You give people that as a standard showdown promo because of the fact that you know that you just banned Monstrous Rage and you don't want to create the frustration that I'm trying to show for the rest of the standard community. If you bump something up because you don't want to give people a card that you just banned, out of good faith and out of respect for the players who play your game, I think that the community would, instead of going, oh, dude, we just got Monstrous Rage banned, what kind of sick joke is this? Instead, we'd be looking at it like, hey, Wizards cares. Maybe they sneak peek this and they say, hey, this was going to be your promo, but actually, we're using a card from Edge of Eternities. Like, this promo was going to be from the next Standard Showdown season. We're going to use it this season. And then that'll give us time to try to, like, formulate, or maybe they shift 2 or 3 promos up, so then they could slot in a different promo like in the future, and then we never have to have this as a standard showdown participation promo. Like, I feel like it would be really important for us as a community to talk about the things that make us frustrated with Wizards, because by voicing our concerns, Wizards is able to understand what it is that makes us frustrated and what it is that makes us happy. And I think having an event like this happen is very frustrating. It's one of those moments where we look at it and we say, hey, Wizards, do you even care? Like, I know you care and I care, but does Wizards care? And I know the people at Wizards do care, but it's events like these that get the new players and some of the old players too up in arms and frustrated about, like, why? Why are we seeing this? What is happening to our game? Like, is everything going to crap? You know? And I think that, like, the rest of these promos are really sick. Like, Palladium Mirror, that's a commander card. Trinket Mage is a commander card. Like, you could just make a red commander card your promo, right? Like, then people will have eternal use for it. Bitter Triumph is really sweet. Slickshot is a staple in multiple formats. Fable's the best goblin ever printed, besides Goblin Ringleader. I love that one. Like, Get Lost is the new promo coming out for I forget what it is. It called it out. Oh, Planetary Rotation. SCG Con Planetary Rotation. You can get this if you played an SCG Con. You can get the Arcane Signet at Commander Fest. You can get Joshua Rossfield as another Command Fest promo. You can get the Horrible Shoot, the Sheriff and Laughing Jasper Flint promos. And honestly, it felt like all of these were kind of decent. Like, I don't mind how bad the Laughing Jasper Flint is if it means that we don't get laughed at the way that Monstrous Rage made me feel laughed at. Like, really, Wizards? You're going to give us something like this and then expect us to show up to these standard showdowns? Like, it's really hard. I think that we can do better as a community, and we can't put all the blame on Wizards. It's us not communicating what we love and what we don't love, what we like and what we don't like, what makes us frustrated and shit. And at the end of the day, I think it's really important for us to voice our frustrations, because we're the only ones who can talk. Like, it's up to us to voice our concerns and our feelings. And so, thank you so much for listening. Really appreciate you being here. If you enjoy Goblin's content, if you enjoy this, me ramble, hit like and subscribe. Easiest way to support the channel, and it's free. If you want to do more support the channel, $1 a month gets your name read out on every stream. Until next time.